no real exception to that.
You don't see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving success to the advocates of extremism, to the advocates of indiscriminate violence, to the advocates of killing civilians. Where are they successful? Where are they successful?
Okay, that was just two of, those were just two of the 9 imams and scholars in that video. The rest of it is on the web. Now, the man, this American Muslim, who may rise to be in charge of Al-Qaeda that we were telling you about earlier, that disagrees with the people you just saw in that video, watch this report. This is a report filed by Deborah Farrick. She met people who know him and people who say there may be nobody more dangerous.
Brothers, that's what they're doing today. They're plotting to kill this religion.
From the safety of his hideout in Yemen, American Anwar al-Awlaki poses a threat to the United States unlike any other.
I believe Anwar al-Awlaki represents the heir apparent to the overall al-Qaeda global effort.
False role models.
Al-Awlaki, not yet 40, has vowed to bring America to its knees, one terrorist at a time, an army of lone wolf insurgents.
He is the individual that is continuing the doctrine that people like Osama bin Laden and Ayman al-Zawahiri started.
His credentials as an American citizen, fluent in English and Arabic, give him a unique authority among social media savvy wannabe jihadis.
And I eventually came to the conclusion that jihad against America is binding upon myself just as it is binding on every other able Muslim.
He, unlike others, has been able to recruit Americans.
Counterterrorism expert Sajjan Gohel.
Al-Awlaki, through his internet sermons, are preying on these young people, encouraging them to go off to faraway lands of which they have no real relationship with, to link up with terrorist outfits.
The simple answer is America cannot and will not win.
As a spiritual guide ideologically condoning violent acts, this YouTube jihadist has inspired dozens of young men. In the last few years, alleged plotters include the Times Square bomber, the young Nigerian accused of trying to blow up a U.S. jetliner over Detroit, the alleged Fort Hood shooter, young American Somalis bent on jihad, and others, all following a man born 39 years ago in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Al-Awlaki spent his teen years in Yemen before returning to study in the United States.
Anwar al-Awlaki was 19 years old when he came here to Colorado State University to study engineering. He had received a $20,000 federal grant, courtesy of U.S. taxpayers. Applying for a student visa to come here, he lied and told authorities he was born in Yemen, not here in the United States.
Years later, that lie almost got him arrested. He was investigated for passport fraud following 9/11, but the arrest warrant was rescinded, and al-Awlaki left America in 2002, never to return.
I got the feeling that he wasn't...
Yusuf Siddiqui and al-Awlaki were good friends, taking the same classes and sharing a love of Islam.
We were both passionate about being part of the Muslim Student Association and, you know, just combating stereotypes and misunderstanding and ignorance.
But there was another side to the young al-Awlaki, rooted in the years he'd spent in Yemen, Osama bin Laden's ancestral homeland.
I think he was proud of the fact that he had been to Afghanistan and, you know, learned something about, you know, the Mujahideen and maybe trained a little bit.
Trained to fight Soviets in a guerrilla war bankrolled by the United States. It's unclear whether that training sparked al-Awlaki's radical path. However, his studies in leadership and human nature are giving him the tools to develop a very powerful weapon, the message of global jihad online, where he has even had a Facebook page. Deborah Farrick, CNN, New York.